We got the pieces. Now let's put it together.
Saquon Barkley to the sideline. Barkley tiptoeing down the sideline, and here comes the speed.
Come on, let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
What up, New York Giant Nation? It is your boy, MacDaGiantsFan, welcoming you guys back to week 2 of the True Blue Preview. The New York Giants hosting the Carolina Panthers. Let's get it. But yeah, this is week 2, man. New York Giants entering a week 2 for the first time in 6 years with the record of 1-0, sitting atop a 3-way tie for first in the NFC East. Yes, I'm going to say it. Sitting at top of the NFC East in a 3-way tie for first right now, 1-0. Because I haven't been able to say that in 6 long years. So I'm going to go ahead and say it anyway, even though it's only been 1 damn week. But neither here nor there. First things first, man. Daniel Jones came out there, and yeah, nothing jumps off the page. Nothing he did necessarily jumps off the page at you. Nothing was spectacular. He wasn't like, didn't put out some Patrick Mahomes-like performance or anything like that. But he still was a modest 17-21 for 188 yards, 2 touchdowns on the day, and an interception and a fumble last week against the Tennessee Titans. And yes, those are pretty modest numbers. But the 17 for 21 still sticks out to me because the reality is, it might only have been 21 pass attempts, but he only had 4 incompletions. That's still something to be said about that. That means he wasn't necessarily forcing things, and he was taking what the defense gave him. And sometimes you got to look at those little positives and just to give yourself a little reassurance that maybe this kid is starting to slightly turn a corner. Now we just got to elevate those other numbers a little bit and get them a little bit more out of them. But at the same time, I'm not going to be too critical on Daniel Jones from week 1 because sure, that interception was a boneheaded interception, but it ultimately did not cost us the game. He clearly rebounded from that and came out and led a game-winning drive, which I know a lot of people will say we mostly ran the ball and it was mostly still all Saquon Barkley. But Daniel Jones picked up a key first down on a 4th down on that drive. And for what it's worth, man, the kid, like I said, he came out and he got the job done ultimately. So I'm not going to crucify him. I mean, I just want to see more, though. And we do need to see more. But speaking of more, did we get more than from Saquon Barkley than we've gotten in a long time? 18 carries, 164 yards, and a touchdown on the day, and that's on the ground. He also added another 6 receptions for 30 yards, giving him a total of 194 yards from scrimmage. Saquon Barkley earned every bit of the offensive player of the week status that he got. And, he absolutely earned that. He went out there and killed it. Saquon Barkley put this team totally on his back, and we rode Saquon Barkley across that finish line, man, last week against the Tennessee Titans. Now, you're bringing in these Carolina Panthers. Baker Mayfield, man, he was also pretty solid, especially more so in the second half of this game. 16-27 on the day last week, 235 yards, a touchdown, interception that he had against the against his former team, the Cleveland Browns, and he also threw an interception. But one thing I want to note, man, but say about his performance last week, he put the ball on the ground 4 times. Granted, he was lucky, he was blessed, he didn't lose any of those fumbles, but he put the ball on the ground 4 times. Keep that in mind. Keep that in mind, Giant Nation, Giant fans, and for this defense. Got to get after it. Baker Mayfield. He get in that backfield, start rattling his ass up. Good things can possibly happen, man. He clearly has a tendency to put that ball on the ground. CMC, man, he's going to be looking to come out and have a big day, man. He had very, very modest numbers a week ago. So look for CMC, who is absolutely one of the best running backs in this NFL, and some can make the argument that he is the best running back in the NFL. But only 33 yards on the ground a week ago. He's going to look to definitely increase that production. And the same with the receiving out the backfield, which I think is how he'll be utilized the most efficiently this week, to be quite honest. Matching them up against our linebackers who are not exactly the best when it comes to covering running backs and tight ends out of the backfield. So 4 catches for 24 yards a week ago. Look for him to try to really increase those numbers this week. And if anybody's capable, it's definitely Christian McCaffrey. So we got to be able to try to contain him this week. He's going to be a load to handle, man. And like I said, we got to get after Baker Mayfield, man. They allowed 4 sacks a week ago. We got to try to find our pass rush and develop that, man. We got to figure out something, get a way to get in that backfield, like I said, and disrupt some stuff. Because they're damn sure going to be looking to disrupt Jones. Because I can honestly see these guys stacking that box against Saquon Barkley. I just don't see why they would not do that and try to force Daniel Jones to have to beat them with his arm. And Daniel Jones, you got to prove you can do that, man. So be prepared for all of that to happen. I'm pretty sure that's exactly what their game plan is coming to this game. They saw what Saquon Barkley did a week ago. They're not fools. This is the NFL. They're going to prepare their guys to stop number 26. So number 8, you gotta figure out a way, man, to get the job done, because they're not going to make it easy for Saquon Barkley. Darius Tony, man, 7 snaps a week ago. Still a little confused, still a little baffled by that. Not one single target in the passing game a week ago. He had 2 carries, ended up with 2 carries for 23 yards. 2 carries, 23 yards. That says what you need to know about what this man's capable of with the ball in his hand. He just got to get the ball in his hands. Hopefully, he's found himself on the injury report this week. Don't know how the severity of the hamstring that he's dealing with, but hopefully he should be on the field on Sunday unless he has some kind of, setback the next couple of days. Kenny Golladay. Yes. Kenny Golladay, the highest paid wide receiver on this roster, probably be the highest paid wide receiver on the field between both teams, to be quite frank, and he does not play like it. He has not played like it with a New York Giant uniform on, I tell you that. 2 catches for 22 yards is not good enough, sir. It's not. We're going to need a lot more production from you. We're going to have to figure out a way. You got to get targeted more. That's frank. You did only have the 2 targets a week ago, and you did catch both of them for 22 yards, but we still need more, man. Got to get you into the end zone. You still have not found that end zone in the New York Giant uniform, and we got to find a way to get you there, man. Got to get you in that end zone. You got to start earning that paycheck, because right now it's just not a good look. It's not a good look at all. You're just making way too much money to have these pedestrian numbers. I'm sorry. Some think you're washed. Some think you're just beat up, hurt. That hip injury just has caused you to not be able to come back to the same player again. I'm not 100% sure what the problem is, because all I can go on is what I hear and know, and what these guys say coming out of practice and in Giants facilities, that nothing seems to be wrong with Kenny Golladay physically. So got to figure out a way, man, to get this job done, man. And speaking of getting the job done, this offensive line, man, it really turned things up in the second half of the game last week. You need that effort through all 4 quarters, however. And my personal opinion is go away from this rotation of guards at left guard, man. I'm not a believer in that kind of a system with offensive linemen. You gotta get the 5 guys, your best 5 guys out there. Let them gel, let them work together. It's a brotherhood. It's like a family. You got to let these guys be able to have trust in each other, and you keep rotating the one position in and out the game like that. To me, that's not a good way to build a continuity. I think, honestly, we should just invest our time in going forward with Joshua Ezeudu. That's my personal opinion. I'm just not a believer. Bredesen is more of that. He's totally a backup guy, the swing guy. I feel like Joshua Ezeudu with more increased reps will continue to grow, get better. That's my personal opinion based off of what I saw. I mean, he had a big job in front of him last week in Jeffrey Simmons. He's not going to be going against Jeffrey Simmons every week. So, he's got to – I feel like you just plug him in right now at left guard and go from there, man. Let's grow, man. This is a young team. Let's get it, man. Let's build this offensive line and continue to grow. Evan Neal, he had some struggles in the pass blocking game, but he is a road grader in the run game, man. And I am very happy that I think we can now legitimately say we officially have 2 bookend tackles to go forward with. Andrew Thomas is just becoming one of the absolute best at the position. Everybody who wrote him off, how you feeling now? And then you got to generate this pass rush, man. Hopefully, if we can get Tibbs back in the lineup, he's optimistic about getting on the field this week. We'll see. He still hasn't been cleared yet officially, but he has been upgraded from doubtful to questionable on the injury report. So we'll see, man. We'll see how that goes. He's still been limited all week in practice, but words coming out of his own mouth, he feels great. And he said he feels like he's ready to go, and he's very optimistic that he'll get a chance to get on that field on Sunday and make his New York Giant debut. And that'll be a big help, man, because we could not generate a consistent pass rush last week against Ryan Tannehill and Baker. Like I said, Baker Mayfield, we're going to need to do that to be able to get in his head. Because if we sit him back and let Baker Mayfield sit back with clean pockets, he's got a couple of good receivers down there. Robbie Anderson, DJ Moore. He's going to, and hell, Christian McCaffrey out of that backfield, like I was already mentioned earlier. So Baker Mayfield, if we give him a clean pocket all day long, it'll be a long day, man. It'll be a very, very, very long day for the New York Giant defense. But some injury on the injury front, man. We do got some guys. We know Wan'Dale Robinson banged up last week. His status is still up in the air for this week. He's been getting better according to the coaches, but very limited at practice so far all week. So it's not very likely we're going to see Wan'Dale Robinson on the field this week. Like I already just mentioned, Thibodeau feeling like he can go. Decision's not necessarily going to be up to him, but we'll see how that goes. Azeez Ojulari, same thing, still limited at practice. Haven't heard anything really more about his status for Sunday. So as of right now, I can just only go off of what I feel like I've been seeing in practice, which is not much. So not looking exactly like he's going to be out there maybe on Sunday, may miss a second game. Darius Tony also found his way back onto the injured list this week with dealing with a hamstring, very limited in practice as well, but I haven't heard anything about him not being able to play on Sunday, being ruled out the game on Sunday. Now, the one key player that is ruled out the game on Sunday, cornerback Aaron Robinson, who did not play horribly on Sunday, man. And like I said, been saying, this guy with increased reps, can probably turn into a player, man, and be something a little bit special for us, man. And he unfortunately had an appendectomy, and so he had his appendix removed. So he obviously will not be playing on Sunday this week. So that means somebody's got to step up, whether it's Cordell Flott, whether it's Darnay Holmes. Somebody's going to have to step up, man, and fill that void, because Aaron Robinson did play pretty overall decent. All things considering, he's going to take his lumps a little bit, but he wasn't horrible on Sunday. He damn sure didn't give up any huge plays, any big plays that I can recall. So he played solid. And Brian Daboll, man, I want to talk about this guy, Brian Daboll, the New York Giant head coach, man. He is bringing a winning mentality to this team, building true culture. What we've all been hoping for. We talking about over the course of the last few years, bringing a new culture to the New York Giants, a true winning attitude. That mentality is back, I believe, in Brian Daboll, man. When you make the call that he made last week to go for the win with that 2-point conversion, man. You looked across the league. We saw Monday Night Football. A lot of coaches don't have those balls like that, man, to make those kind of decisions, man. Not a lot of them do. And I'm glad we got one that did, man. You got to give this team something to build on, man. And that decision, man, honestly, I'm not going to lie. When he first made it, I questioned it. I said, what are you doing? I was like, whoa, you kidding me right now? But at the same time, man, you got to have faith and you got to believe in your players, and he believed in his guys, and they got the job done, man. Number 26, once again on a spectacular 2-point conversion, because it wasn't perfect setup. The blocking was not set up perfectly. That was mostly, once that ball got in Saquon Barkley's hand, it was all Saquon Barkley from there. He had to break a couple of tackles to punch that in for that 2-point conversion. And that's what I'm talking about, man. Belief. If you believe, you can achieve. And this New York Giants team did just that last Sunday, man, with a big W against the Tennessee Titans, man. And going into this game, home opener, I look to still see us bringing another one home, man. So this week, I am picking the New York Giants to get the job done. Picking us to get a victory in the home opener against the Carolina Panthers. And I'm picking that score to be 27-23. New York Football Giants. True blue. The winning ways may just be back in New York, baby. It ain't always going to be perfect, but this team, man, is giving you more of a reason to believe. Because the heart is back, baby. The heart is back in this football team. So let's go, New York Football Giants. Enjoy the game on Sunday. And remember, immediately following the game on Sunday, tune in for the True Blue Aftermath live with your guy, MacDaGiantsFan. And I will give it to you, the good, the bad, and the indifferent, baby. And also, don't forget on Wednesday evening, tune in with me and my guy, Adam Costas, for the real deal NFC East Roundup. Hey! I'd like to thank you all for listening. If you was feeling this, please take time to subscribe and smack them likes. Feel free to drop a comment. Let me know what you think. Don't forget to ring that bell so you know when I'm dropping new content. It's your boy, MacDaGiantsFan. You can find me on Twitter, YouTube, and Facebook at MacDaGiantsFan. That's MacDa Giants Fan.